Well, it's Australia Day, fantastic Australia Day. Rita and James, what did you make of the great news? I love this, a great way to start Australia Day. Jacinta Price into the cabinet, got a great role there, Rita.
A very important role, essentially the Department of Government Efficiency,
Excellent.
the role Elon Musk is performing for Donald Trump's administration. We need it here, I think, just as much, if not more. So she's just the woman for the role. And I'd like to see her as the leader of the Nationals, as Deputy Prime Minister in a Dutton-led government.
Absolutely, 100%.
And that is, I think, going to be Australia's first Prime Minister, ultimately. I think she's the front runner. Of course, she's got to come into the lower house, but that can be
first Indigenous, yeah, absolutely,
arranged.
yeah.
And you know what? She's getting the roles not because she's a woman, not because she's Indigenous. She's getting them because of meritocracy, because she is eminently capable. She was so critical to defeating the toxic voice referendum, and Australians like her. They trust her. They recognise how she feels about this country, and particularly on a day like this, Australia Day, we need politicians like that.
She's up there in Tamworth today at the music festival with husband Colin. They're performing at midday somewhere or other. I mean, this is a fair dinkum Aussie. This is the sort of Australian... Yeah, she sings. Yeah. This is the sort of Australian that Australians love, someone who's genuine and honest. And great job to Peter Dutton putting her into the cabinet. As I said, we've been saying that on Outsiders for ages. She should be in the cabinet. And as Rita was saying, I'd love to see her leading the Nationals, because I would love to see Peter Dutton and Jacinta Price standing side by side throughout the election campaign. You do that, guys, and you will win in a landslide. The two of you together, that's it. Australia will get rid of this ghastly Albanese mob, get rid of them, and we can look forward to a bright future.
Well, there is, I think the point you make there about this gives Jacinta Price a real ticket to be part of the coming election campaign. She should be there front and center. She has a great story to tell. People just naturally gravitate to her. She is
authentic.
She is authentic, which is the most prized thing in politics. It's something that you cannot fake, and that's the key to it. She is also, her story is fantastic because she's Indigenous, but she is also very much against all of the toxicity, of the divisiveness, of the way Indigenous politics has been handled in this country for decades, and the way her people have been used, I think, by the left for their own purposes to divide the country. She rejects that, as did 60% of Australians at the referendum. So I think this is an excellent move for her.
What did we think, Rita, of James Paterson? I would have liked to have seen James Paterson as get the foreign ministry in the reshuffle. He is so outstanding.
Absolutely makes sense.
He's staying where he is. They put David Coleman in. Rita, your response was who?
Well, things that happen in our meetings, Rowan, are supposed to be kept in our meetings. A lot more was
Cabinet solidarity, please.
Exactly. I mean, but we've already had a run with Peter Dutton and Jacinta Price articulating the Liberals coalition's position. So we already know it works.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Why would you mess with a winning formula? It is
100%.
crazy to be doing that. And just on that clip we opened the show with down at Davos, because they're very depressed. Well, if they were watching Outsiders anytime over the last 4 years, they wouldn't be in the shock they obviously are, because we never said Trump was dead and buried. We said he's going to be the candidate. We've said that despite all the lawfare, maybe because of some of that lawfare, he's going to win.
Absolutely.
So you just have to watch Outsiders.
Absolutely. I did predict he would win in a landslide, which he did.
But, this is all part of this broader thing. They call it the vibe shift. That far left woke managerial politics with technocratic politics, which attempts to tell us all what to do and how to live our lives, which is exactly what the Davos class is all about. The physics of this are really simple. There's an opposite reaction to that, and people get so upset by being told their country isn't great that they need to, eat vegetables instead of steak, all the things that Davos wants, but also all the things that the left says here. Don't celebrate Australia Day, don't be proud of your country, all of this sort of stuff. And people are swinging back wildly to that. We have on this program, I think, been at the absolute leading edge of that for years and calling that and, identifying the way this has been going.
Absolutely.
And can I bring it back to the referendum? I think that was the greatest gift Anthony Albanese has given this nation. As much as we said it was a waste of money, it was divisive, it was obviously toxic for the country, but the fact is, it has awakened Australians to who the real majority is. And it's not the narrative that the media push. It's not the narrative the activist class and the celebrities and the football
But it's also
push.
awakened Australians to the threat that they are under, and the fact, I love the fact that Peter Dutton and Jacinta Price have come out and said one flag, which is what we've got here behind us, one flag, the Australian flag. Jacinta Price made the brilliant point on Friday. I'm going to give my show a plug on Friday evening. World According to Rowan Dean at 7 p.m. on Friday. Jacinta Price made the absolute point that it is the Southern Cross on the Australian flag that represents Indigenous Australians. All Indigenous Australians under that Southern Cross, as they have been for thousands of years. That is the real Indigenous flag behind us. People like Adam Banton, the Greens, should be absolutely ashamed of themselves.